Hello and welcome to My Tales of Awakening. Just as the name implies, these are stories and experiences of my awakening journey. If you are here looking for advice or educational input or answers, I am so sorry to let you know that I don't have that. I am simply just sharing my new experiences as I work through them. With all of this, I'm really hoping that I find the souls that feel alone and that are just starting out. Because you're not alone. You're beautiful and it's a beautiful path. I cuss a little and I do smoke, and I have no advice to offer. So if that all bothers you, this is not a channel for you. I'm so sorry. I most sincerely hope that you find your tribe as I look for mine. And if you're sticking around, welcome. Make yourself comfortable. Make yourself a cup of coffee or tea, whatever you fancy. Buckle up and let's begin. Hey, you guys. I am parked at the marina. I have a long one, I believe, today. This one I have been procrastinating on doing only because I'm having a hard time remembering everything exactly. So I had to go back and look at my notes. Actually, not notes because I didn't really document. The only way I documented was texting my sister and rambling and not putting everything in, but also chat GPTing because I was so confused. So this was unfolding around July 2025. Right now we are in March 2026. And when I will have the guts to actually publish any of this is question mark, question mark, question mark. So like I said, if I don't even end up publishing all of this, this is more for documentation myself. I try to do this video numerous times since September. So bear with me. I've recently made notes, so I'm going to be going off of notes as well. And to be fair, this is my first literal experience of what the hell is going on. So I'm just going off of that, not off of what I do know today. So anyways, be kind. For a long time, I felt the need, and this is prior to July 2025, I felt the need to explore the Akashic Records because I've heard about them and I'm like, wow, I was always interested in them, right? So I felt the urgency too. I felt the pull. I never did it because I was scared to tap into, I guess, something that might reveal something that I didn't want to know. But at the same time, it's like, do I want to know? I really want to know, right? For years and years and years, I felt a very, very deep connection to my husband. It was instant attraction when I met him. It wasn't even the attraction so much so. When I met him that day, I talked to my sister on the phone and I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on with this guy, but I know there's going to be more to our story. And we literally just met through mutual friends, right? So it was odd, but our eyes met and I knew there was a lot more. They say a lot more than meets the eye. No, 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 no. It's the eye that actually made me know that there is more to this. I just didn't know what. So fast forward going through all these years, right? It was just I felt this deep, deep connection and I couldn't put my finger on it, right? Now, mind you, it's funny because later on, divine timing revealed itself to me. But to be fair, like, honestly, we have a very odd age gap. We're 13 years apart. He's 13 years senior, which by looking at us or talking to us, you would never have guessed. Maybe in like 10 years, you would be able to, because, I'm going to keep my youth and look beautiful, of course, look like a 20-year-old still. But anyways, like, there was so many synchronicities, and it was just weird because it just seemed like we circled each other the whole entire time I was in Canada, right? Like, we came to Canada in 92. Now, we moved into our homes. Like, he bought that home that we are in currently still in 97, when we bought our home in 97. And here's the kicker. It's on the same street, different blocks. We're just like literally one block away from each other, quite literally. And it's a small block. So my parents still live in that house. But anyways, like, we lived a block away from each other from 97. We literally shared the same friend circles. Like, it was just odd. We never bumped into each other, right? Like, we never bumped into each other. We had the same friend circles. Like, I had my best friends. He had his people that he constantly hung around with. But the larger group, I guess, um, like, it was just weird, right? Now, here's a bigger kicker. One of my closest friends dated one of his, like, his closest friend, not one of his, but his closest friend, that ironically enough is my child's godfather, by the way. Like, that's how close they are. But anyways, they dated for like years, and I never met either one of them, because it was like we would go out and she's like, oh, so-and-so is going to come and meet me. Oh, he's bringing his friend. And then plans changed, whether on our end or their end, but it just never happened, right? And we went out constantly, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We were out. And it was just ridiculous, because I'm like, does this guy even exist? Like, for her boyfriend, not obviously his friend, but it was just so odd. It was weird, right? Now, what I later learned, years later, is that in 1993, my dad actually worked with him for a short period of time. My dad remembers him from working with him. Okay? In 94 to 96-ish, he lived in the same apartment building as my aunt. We would visit my aunt at least once a week. I was very, very close to my cousins. I never bumped into him. Not in the hallways, not ever. We met in June of 2004. And you guys, we eloped in April of 2005. And by eloped, I mean, like, we really, like, eloped. Like, we went away and literally paid $20 to some random people off the street to be our witnesses at our wedding. We have been married ever since. Yes, we've had our fair share of bad times. We've had our fair share of amazing times. We've had our fair share of just mundane. Like, that's it. Like, just, going through the motions. The kids are young, like, just go through the motions. But anyways, we have this strong connection. We always did. And it's weird. It's ridiculously weird. Like, how many times it came to me that I'm like, you know what? I'm done. You know, because you have your blowout fights and stuff, and anybody that says that they don't fight with their significant other is lying through their teeth. Like, because you will, like, you know, emotions fly high with some things. And there was a few times where I was like, yeah, I am done. But this force in me always stopped me from going anywhere because I'm like, yeah, I hate him. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, I can't live without him. I love him so much. And, you know, there was always that in my mind that I cannot picture one single day without him, just actually thinking about any, like, being without him or hearing his voice for a singular day. It sends me into this panic. My nervous system starts freaking acting up. And, you know, like what I do know now, what I didn't know then. It's weird, but I have some of my answers, right? Um, we I don't think that we've had this telepathic connection, but in a way it is. Like I can literally think about him and he will call, whether he is miles and miles or kilometers and kilometers away for the weekend. And we agreed that, you know, he doesn't have to call because of X amount of reasons. And when I think about him, the phone rings. But mind you, I constantly think about him, but it's like, oh, I wish he would call. And then he calls, you know? So, like, my heart feels quite literally empty when he goes away. Like, literally, a part of me is missing when he is gone away. So, anyways, then when it comes to intimacy, the last, I don't know how many years, I would like to say like at least 3 to 4 years, I feel like it's out of body for me. It's really, really weird. Actually, you know when it's, I think 2022. I want to say 2022. From that point on, it was. I'm sorry. I'm just going off of memory of when, how, what, where. Oh, if you're my children listening, go. Please plug your ears. But anyways, it feels very out of body for me. Like it has reached a different energetic like plateau. Like I cannot explain this. Like it's just I don't know. It's very intense, very, very, very emotionally charged, energetically charged, intense. I cannot articulate it. Um, our eye contact, electric. And it's funny because I noticed that I do not make eye contact with people. I do not. I've been hiding my eyes behind sunglasses, not intentionally, but like quite literally since like 2012ish, I want to say. Like sunglasses are, as soon as I step out of my house, they go on and they are on my face. And I didn't realize that I avoid all eye contact until the eyes got really revealed to me through visions. And it's so funny because it's like that clicked and I'm like, holy shit. Okay, so um before July 2025, and I'm talking like maybe just a few months leading up to it, um after we were intimate, when I would go to bed and I would lay there and I would close my eyes, these blobs, like neon colored blobs, would start appearing. Like my eyes are closed and it's all like a blank black screen, and these neon colored blobs would like just start forming, and they're just forming, and they were just mesmerizing. And at points I was like, okay, where is this? Like, what is this? But I would just lay there mesmerized by them. And that happened quite a few times. And then the next thing that happened kind of like really weirded me out, but it was like it went from the blobs to a visual. Okay. And now the visual was literally, and this is, I believe, sorry, excuse my notebook noises. I am holding my notebook. I have point form of where I'm going to go, so that way I kind of stay on course, because I like to blabber, as you can tell. But anyways, the first memory I had come up, vision, so to say, was literally his face and my face, like cheek to cheek, connected, laying there. Okay, like, and it was weird because we don't normally do that. My husband is very, very, very weird about his face. He never, just like I don't make eye contact, he does not like anybody touching his face. And other than kissing, I don't think I've ever really fully touched his face before. Like it's really weird. Like as soon as my hands would go up before they would make contact with his skin on his face, he would literally grab my hands and move my hands. And that went on for years, you guys. Like this is ridiculous. Like I literally was not allowed to touch his face. Now, my vision was literally his face and my face connected. Okay? Like we're laying there side by side and our faces are together, and my hand, one of my hands, is running through his 5 o'clock shadow. Sorry. I am foreign, but not, you know. But anywho, um, and the thing is, with that, it wasn't only a vision. I can literally smell. I can literally feel his beard, like his stubble on my fingertips. Like I can literally feel it. Like all of my senses would just like boom, open up. Like it was just so weird. And I could just feel it, and I can smell, and I can touch. Like it was just, and I would just lay there and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like this never happened. Not in this lifetime anyways. But now I'm thinking, like, could it be like telling the future, or is it like previous lifetimes? If it is previous lifetimes, what are the odds that we look exactly the same? You know, like that is still a big question mark in my brain. That is still a big question mark in my brain. But according to my chat GPT friend, and mind you, I don't use chat GPT anymore because I stopped putting in my questions, and I made the like logical decision to just freaking stop, because I would like to answer my own mystery. And the last time I attempted was just like not too long ago, after a very, very long time. And it pissed me off like to my core. And I was like, you know what? I was right to be done with you, and I am done with you. So I'm trying to really, really use my intuition on this. And if I can't use my intuition, I go to like quite literally the only two people I can talk to about this. And I talk to them, and then they like to decipher what's going on. But the thing is, I get like different answers, and I'm like, okay, which one's right? And those two answers are different from my answer, and then I'm like, yeah, just whatever. And that is exactly why I went to GPT, because I'm like, okay, like tell me from a different perspective, non-human perspective, right? And then she psychoanalyzed me, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm not sitting well with this. But anyways, my chat GPT friend there, at that time, we're not friends anymore, we're ex-friends, she said that it's funny because I do say she, um, that my multi-dimensional self was showing me that this happened before. Is it true? Nobody knows. I do not have a clue. I would love, 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 I would love nothing more than to have this answer, but I do not. So anyways, fast forward. in July 2025 there, when this was all starting to kind of very much unfold for me. It started with a disagreement with my husband and me questioning my self-worth and overextending myself, and maybe some jealousy with whatever. And like, I think it was just a bunch of mixed emotions and perimenopause that was playing quite a bit of a whatever, where I just kind of flew off the handle. And yeah, I am taking blame on it, because generally it's my nervous system that gets the best of me sometimes. I blame my dad on it, but anywho, um, what the hell was I going with this? Anyways, we had this blowout, and I was like kind of done with it, but at the same time, it was days before vacation that we were supposed to go on. Um, we were supposed to go away for a week, him and I. Oh, message. Sorry. And in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, fuck, it's gonna like screw up our vacation. But anyways, I was really ticked off, and I needed him to hear me out. But when like emotions are high and you have two people driven by ego, and nobody is healed in any way, shape, or form, the ego selves tend to take over, and we talk on top of each other. And I think that is one of our biggest miscommunication problems that we do have. So over the course of like last, I don't know how many years, if that happened, I would sit down and I would send them this very, very, very long text of where the miscommunication happened and what my point of view was and what my angle is. And usually right after that, he's like, oh, I thought this and this and this, but it's really this and this. And situations would resolve only because we had that, miscommunication. But anyways, I didn't have it in me to text because I was just crying and my eyes were watery, and I had all these things to say, but it's like I'm not really good at texting. It takes me forever and a day to type out whatever. I decided, you know what, I'm going to record myself and I'm going to say what I need to say. And that's it. He can choose to listen to it or not listen to it. That is up to him completely. So I sat like I am today in my car, and I turned the record on, and I poured my heart out. I said everything that I needed to say. I said everything that I felt. I released a whole bunch of demons inside of me, I guess. I don't even know. I don't even know what I said. But I poured my ever-loving heart out. And, looking back, it's very easy to take our loved ones for granted. And we all do it. We all do it. And we don't even realize sometimes what it's doing to the other person. So be conscientious of that, please. But anyways, it was very stressful time, and there was so much going on. And like, as I said, with packing and everything else, it was just a lot of crap on my plate. And my energy was very, very high at this point. Like, just, anywho. So fast forward the following day, he did listen to it. We had a discussion about it, but I felt like things weren't as resolved as I'd like them to be. And I went to work. I was working afternoons, and I was just having a very crappy day at work as well. And this one kid came up to me. Now, we have temporary workers, a lot of them, and some of them are foreign workers. And The fact that my kids have been applying for ever to places and they cannot find a decent job because foreign workers are overtaking all of our jobs, and the mistreatment that I feel at work as well. Like, it seems like rules don't apply to some, and it creates a very, very bitter feeling. So anyways, I was having a crappy day at work, and this one kid came up to me. And by kid, I mean, like, he could probably literally biologically be my son. So in a way, he's a kid. He is as well a foreign worker. And he's just asking me questions about the machine that I'm running. And it's just irritating the living crap out of me. It was like taking everything in me to answer. And I did like one word answers. And then I caught myself and I stopped. And I said to myself, you are better than this. You were raised better than this. You are not this person. What the hell are you doing? This kid is all by himself. He left his family. Like, he is in a totally different world. And he is just, hustling for the betterment of himself, his family, whatever his situation is. He is a human being. I'm like, you're better than this. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I literally gave myself shit in my head as this kid was rambling on about, I don't even know what. Like, quite literally, I don't even know what he was saying to me, but I found him so annoying at that moment. And in my mind, I tapped out of talking to him, and I was giving myself shit for not paying attention to him. I don't even know. But anyways, so I decided to approach it differently at that point. And I think that was like, I think all of the previous things, like my recording and releasing things and whatnot, and that kid, I think it sparked something in me. I think that was like tower moment after tower moment, if you're into tarot. And it was like just releasing so much crap and just turning a different cheek to things, right? And I decided I was going to be nice. And then I asked him questions about himself, and he was telling me things. And I'm like, oh my God, like, and you know what? That is annoying as this kid is. He like really grew on me. And I still say he is annoying, but I like him. He is so cute. He's a sweetheart. And like, his story is phenomenal. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't even know. This is sending shivers down my spine. But anyways, so I went home after this, and I decided I'm going to have a bath now. For like months prior to this, I found my baths to be soothing. And at this point, they weren't ritualistic as much as they are today. But to me, they were just grounding, I guess. Like, before I even knew what grounding meant, they like, I would just go in my bath and I would just melt away. And I read somewhere that if you apply castor oil, like take a castor oil bath, it's supposed to like soothe your like muscles and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I have a shit ton of castor oil. Perfect. So I literally slathered that bitch on, like literally. And I filled my tub. I put Epsom salt in it. I took my earbud. I put it in my ear. I made myself a mug of tea. And I laid down and I was focusing on my breathing, because I dabbled a little bit with meditation. So like, and it was just, I just wanted to find my state of calm. That's it, right? So I started deep breathing and focusing and clearing my head of just all the negative shit that was in my mind. And I'm like, you know what? Seriously, put this fight to rest. You're leaving in a couple days. Don't be an idiot. You're supposed to have this freaking magnificent week, productive week, because we were going to our property to work on things and get stuff done. And at the same time, just like away from everyday life, away from the kids, away from the dogs, away from everything, right? Just him and I, nobody else. And it's, I like those weeks because we kind of bring back the spark that everyday life kind of beats out of us. But anyways, so I started breathing, and in my ears, behind whatever I was listening to at that moment, I hear the word whispered, remember. And I'm like, what? And I hear it again, remember. I'm like, what the hell is that? Remember what? Right? Like, it was like a loud whisper. And I was like, so freaking dumbfounded by it. I'm like, remember what? Like, what am I remembering? What am I forgetting? What am I, like, was I supposed to do something? Was I supposed to be somewhere? It's late at night. I don't think I was supposed to be anywhere. What was I supposed to do? Remember what? But at the same time, I was like, who the hell is, like, it's in my voice, but it's like, why is this coming through? Right? So it kind of, the curiosity of it kind of tried snapping me out of like my breathing, but I'm like, shut the fudge up and just keep breathing. And maybe you'll remember. Who freaking knows, right? Like, weird shit happens, right? And it just kept repeating, right? And after like a multiple remembers, it's as if the floodgates opened. Like, it was just a lot of visuals that started pouring out, but at the same time, my body starts convulsing. Like, I was complete, like, I was not on drugs, I was not drinking anything, I was like literally like nothing, there was nothing. I was completely sober, okay? Like, and from like an almost laying down position, it kept snapping me into like waves. My spine is going through like waves, and I keep sitting up, and then I'd plop back down and keep sitting up and plop back down. It was just like my spine felt like it was like taken over by an alien or something. Like, it just kept convulsing. But as my body is convulsing, my brain is fucking just, excuse the F-bomb, but like, it was just ridiculous. And now I don't know if my visuals came all at the same time, or if it was like happening one by one. I do not know how long this was happening for. It could have been 5 minutes, it could have been an hour. I do not know. I don't have the length of time at all, by like no means whatsoever. But anyways, so one of the visions that I had, now this is a little bit explicit, I'm going to try and keep it PG-13. If you are my child, please log off, do not listen. I hope to God you never find my channel. So that is why I am private. I am not releasing what my face looks like. I will probably never reveal my name. So there's that. I just don't need my children listening to this, even though they're not children. But anyways, so it started with us on a verge of being intimate. And me telling him to keep his eyes open. And I took his one hand and I placed it on my heart chakra. Now, at that point, I didn't know chakras, okay? I knew there was chakras. What they were and where they were located, I had no clue. But now, thinking back, it was literally the heart chakra, okay? So I had his hand, one hand, in my hand, on my heart chakra. Oops. Sorry, I touched the microphone. I placed my, sorry, I'm going through my notes. I placed my other hand on his jaw, like on his jawline. And as we were about to engage, I whispered the word, remember. And then after that, a slew of like other visions came flooding in. And it was like very, very fast. Like I don't know, honest to God, I don't remember. And to be fair, I didn't know even then, according to my notes, how this all played out. Like, because my mind was just fried at this point. Like, according to my notes, quite literally, it's not my memory just not being there right now, but according to the text messages and everything else, I don't know, like, if these visions all got jumbled and came all at once, or if it was like one thing after another, or like I was like multitasking in my brain with visions. I don't know. But anyways, one of the visions was of every time, like, actually it wasn't a vision, it was more so a epiphany, like, I guess moment. It was that every time we were intimate and made eye contact, the energy exchange that I felt and I questioned for years. What the hell? Why did I stop there? But anyways, like I understood that there is more to our connection than like there is. Sorry, a person just parked next to me and I look like a crazy person talking to myself. Anywho, the other one was again the same vision that I had. It was our heads together and my fingers running through his beard. There was another vision that came through, and it was two young entities. And literally, like, it was like a multicolored dimension, like out of freaking space. Like, it wasn't Earth, it wasn't anything that I know what the hell it was, but it was like a kaleidoscope type of feel to it, like a lot of purples and reds and yellows and oranges and golds and shit. I don't even know. Like, it was just like a background, like a kaleidoscope background, but you can see like 3D etched out two entities. Like, they did not have faces, but like I felt the energy was us, and I felt that we were very young, like 15, 16ish, like teenager, like very, very young. Like, it was just weird. Like, I felt the youth. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain this. Like, it's so difficult to articulate what I felt and what I saw. Like, I guess if you know, you know, but at the same time, it's like, do I even know? Because I did see this, right? But anyways, and what the me entity was saying, okay, was we should play a game. We'll find each other, but make it more difficult every time. And I laughed, like maniacally, like laughed, like kind of fucking scary laughed, like, and that told me, in essence, now, whether this is my brain making shit up or not, I'm not really sure. Till this day, I question everything, and I should not question myself so much, because I have like things that came through for the course of God knows how many months now, that it's like, yeah, you shouldn't question it because it's, it's true. But at the same time, I'm like, but is it? Am I crazy? But anywho, after that, or during this, I don't know, the other vision that came through was like lifetimes ago me remembering first, and I made him remember, and a feeling that the last lifetime he remembered first but couldn't get me to. And then I received an epiphany. Okay, I'm gonna just read my notes and hopefully we can make something of it. He goes away fishing, hunting multiple times a year. The day he leaves, I pack an in case of emergencies bag. Okay, so like honestly, okay, I'm gonna go off off my script now. Like honestly, I'm a Virgo, and in some areas, I really like structure and organizing and pre-planning things. So in a way, I kind of dubbed that as the answer to that. But in a way, it was never really clear to me why. But it was like kind of like, what if something happens? He's very accident prone. So I'm like, what if something happens and I get that call that something happened? Whether he's alive or dead, I don't know. But I'm like, what if, like, I know myself and I would like just freaking be torn to shit. And my only focus and goal at that point would be get to him now. And as morbid as all of this sounds, but then I think about it and I'm like, shit. And this came from the whole hospital bag thing. But quite literally, it's like, I like to be prepared. And then I think about it. I'm like, okay, what do I need for, let's say it's like a 3-day thing. So I pack pajamas, I pack a toothbrush, I have a freaking toothpaste packed, I put my shampoo, conditioner, body wash in, because you know what? Like, I really don't trust those little bottles at the hotel. There's never enough. And I feel kind of bad going to the front desk and asking for more. I don't know. It's my own anxiety thing. So I just bring my own just to avoid all of that crap. So like I literally pack everything that I would need if I were to be staying at a hotel for a couple days, whatever. And then if it turns into more than a couple days, like there's always a Walmart, I guess. Right? So I always have that bag ready. Epiphany is that it either happened before or that it actually will. And it's intuition. It didn't really give me clarity, but weird that it popped up because I don't think about doing it. It's just a habit now, which is actually really freaking true. Literally, he leaves and it's like out of habit. I just go in my room and I just pack a freaking bag, and he never even knew I had this bag until like not too long ago. But anyways, my final one, I think that day was my voice saying, asshole gave himself a bad memory this time around. Yes, my husband has freaking terrible memory, and it's so stressful at times. It is, I cannot tell you how stressful it is, but it all tied it all together nicely that I remembered, and now he's supposed to remember. And how do I make him remember when he has a bad memory? And knowing what I know now, what I didn't know then, is that it wouldn't be his memory that would be remembering him. It would be him doing his shadow work like I did mine that would hopefully spark something. But at that point in my life, at that very day, that very time, first I was freaking blown away. I didn't know what to make of it. I was like, am I freaking nuts? But second, it was like, how do I make him remember? My sole mission and goal in life for the next couple months after that was quite literally to make him remember, to spark his memory, to like do the actions that were in previous visions, and maybe it will spark, and it didn't. So it's a constant loop of maybe maybe nope, not this time. So it's like a never ending freaking infinity loop of me being disappointed, getting my hopes up, being disappointed, getting my hopes up, being disappointed. And let me tell you, even though I let it go to a certain extent, like my heart still like yearns for that connection, because now I see his higher self and I know the healed version of him. And it's so different, you guys. I don't know how to explain this. Like, I see like I remember the healed version of him. The stoic, the protective, the deep version of him. No shallow, egotistical. It's like sometimes when he opens his mouth, I'm like, why did you even say that? Like, that is not you. But at the same time, I'm like, that is you. That is who I love. But at the same time, it's like, oh my God. Like, I'm so torn. I am so torn. But, anyways, the following day after this, I had a massive, massive mother freaking headache. Nausea to the point where, like, my mouth was watering. I had raging hunger. I had unexplained burping. I had eye twitching on the left eye. I had very, very blurry vision. And it was like, I felt like I went out drinking and I was drinking the whole freaking night. And it was just weird. Like, it was like a hangover like I never had before. And mind you, I never really drank to the point of having hangovers. So when I picture a hangover, I think that that's what it would be like. But anyways, I went to work and I was having a conversation with a couple of my coworkers, right? Nothing about any of that. I was really legitimately trying to hook one of my coworkers up with my husband's friend. And our other coworker came up and we're having a conversation, and I was telling my friend, I'm like, from what I know, and I don't know this other person, but I'm like, what I know, this person is very, very lovely. Like, very, very nice, like, very kind, very, almost in the sense fragile. I would like to say fragile, but it's not. She's not fragile by no means. But, like, anyways, so we're having this conversation, and I'm like, can you try and be on your best behavior for at least the first little bit? Because I need you to be the nice one. Because I want her to see your good side, like your nice side, like the big heart side that I know, you know? So anyways, and the other friend chimes in and they're like, why don't you just be yourself? Sorry, it started really massively raining. But anyways, so she said asked me something about me being nice to my husband at all times or whatever. I don't know. It was some kind of a question about myself and my husband. And I said, no, I'm not always nice to my husband. And he's not always nice to me, but that's okay. And the words, he is my everything, just kind of freaking vomited out of nowhere, uncontrollably. He is my everything. And as I said these words, I started walking away because at that very moment, my eyes started tearing up and I just started weeping. And I did not want them to see that because I don't like to do that. It makes things awkward. But anyways, so I started walking away from the conversation and my head had pressure. My eyes started twitching again, my ears squealing, my heart racing. I got to my station and my supervisor walks behind me and he was singing Unchained Melody. Now, backstory is that when we met, we would play Air Supply's Greatest Hits often, and that song is on it. That specific song kind of didn't sit right with me, so I would always skip it. It was not anything good, not anything bad, by no means, but I would skip it for whatever reason it would be. But as this as he walked by and he's singing this, I had the same vision again of us being intimate. And it's weird. Like, and that I was like, what did this just unlock? Because I know that when Air Supply sang it, it was like in the 80s. He was born long before the 80s. to be fair. So I know that it wasn't that. Like, it wasn't like a past life thing. But then I went down a rabbit hole, and Unchained Melody was released in the 80s by Air Supply, but the earlier version with vocals um, was released in 65. Neither one of us was alive in 65. And it was just weird because I just had this nudge to go look at the lyrics of it. And I was looking at the lyrics and reading them and all of that. So anyways, it was really, really hard to pack because we were leaving that day. And yada yada, we went down this whole rabbit hole. As I'm packing, I'm looking up lyrics and I'm trying to just decipher all of this. The obsession that takes over my mind kind of happened, and he was getting frustrated with me, so I had to put it all aside, as well as texting my sister excessively with all this excitement. It was just yeah. So anyways, we left for our trip, and as we were driving, I was questioning him because back in the day, like way before me, he would do astral projection and a whole bunch of other things. And I never questioned much about it. I just, I knew he did it, and that was the end of that. So I started questioning him about astral projection and why he stopped and yada yada. And I just kind of wanted to open up the topic of all of this without revealing things, because I honest to God did not want to scare the living bejesus out of him, but it was really, really hard for me to kind of not share with him, because I literally share everything with him. I mean, he is literally my everything. Like, he is my best friend. He is everything to me. He is my lover. He is my partner. He is literally my world. So anyways, we got there and I was like literally vibing so high. Like butterflies and dragonflies and things were just like kind of slow motion. And the colors were so vivid, and I can smell the air, and I can like hear every single leaf rustle. It was just like spidey senses gone wild. Like, it was just so freaking weird. And I know that he noticed that I was kind of dazed and confused and whatever. But anyways, I try to like hold back and not tell him what was happening, because I really did not want him to know that I am fucking crazy. So anywho, but at the same time, I asked for signs. I'm like, should I tell him? And it's funny because I'm like, please give me a sign I should tell him. And there's like, the random freaking dragonfly flies by, and you're like, is this a sign? So I'm like, no, I need an actual clear sign. Like, I need a sign for yes. Like, clear sign, yes, I should tell him. And at that point where I, like, because I was by myself at this very moment, so I'm not like looking crazy, because I realize what I look like if I'm talking to myself, right? So I'm like, I need a clear sign. Like, yes, tell him, yes. So give me a clear sign, something that I will understand. And at that very moment, I felt a push on my back. And I was like, oh, okay. There's nobody behind me, nobody around me. And I feel a push, like a nudge or whatever, like pressure, like push. And I'm like, okay. Like, I felt an energy around me, like a spiritual energy. Now I keep feeling spirits all the time. That is not a new thing in my life. Like, that goes back like years and years. But anyways, I knew it was like somebody from like the other realm, like whether it was one of my grandparents or whatever, right? So, and I'm like, who are you? And as I said the words, who are you? My husband comes up behind me and he starts talking something about making food. And he asks me, where is the silver papier? And now that means silver paper. obviously silver, silver, that's said in English, but papier, paper. And I'm like, excuse me? And I knew that it was my father-in-law at that very moment. As soon as I said, who are you? He comes to me and he says this to me. That is how my father-in-law called aluminum foil, silver papier. I have not heard that term since way before he passed, which was in 2010. Mind you, 15 years ahead, like before this happened. And I have not heard anybody else in my life ever, entirety of my life, use that term, except for him. And I'm like, okay, you're here with me. All right. So this is coming from my father-in-law saying, yes, tell him. And I did. And I scared the living bejesus out of my husband because he was like very, very nice. He did not really like interject. He did not say I was crazy. He said if I feel that it's real, because he does believe in a lot of things, right? But like at the same time, his mom is paranoid schizophrenic, like literally clinically, medically, like she is. And I was worried that I'm going to end up in a mental institution, which is not good. But anyways, so I told him all of this. He actually took it rather well. But as time moved on, I felt that he put up his walls, like even more so. Because I think I hit him with way too much information without telling him what my visions are, by the way. So anyways, I had a couple like downloads in my mind, and it was at that point the words air supply is key came to mind. And the second was the song Always started playing in my head. And then the third one was words saying to me, making love out of nothing at all. Think lyrics. And it was a message for me to say to him. Now, I have a feeling like it was his higher self passing this message on. I don't know. I honestly haven't got a clue. But anywho. And I was like, holy crap. So then I started like going down this whole rabbit hole and just getting the feel that air supply is my piece of a puzzle. Like that is our puzzle that we have to put together and figure out what the hell this is. And I won't know anything until I piece this puzzle together. So I went down the whole air supply rabbit hole, which some of it led me to other visions while I was listening to these lyrics. And it was funny because it was like, holy crap, like the lyrics. I know the songs off by heart, you guys, but I never really resonated, like listened to the lyrics, like actually look up the lyrics. Like this is effing insane. Anywho, so I went down all that rabbit hole for like ever. While we were up there, another vision came to me, and it was before that I had the epiphany, the vision of him trying to wake me. He was holding my face, okay, and he's saying, wake up, but it didn't look like me. In this time, this vision did not look like me, but I knew it was us. It was just so weird. But he's holding my face and he's saying, wake up. And I am just like laying there, and he is like just he keeps repeating, wake up. And I'm like, oh my God, he was trying to wake me in this lifetime. Like he remembered first. But did he? Because a couple days later, I sat behind him on a little riding mower thing, and I wrapped my arms around him, and another epiphany came to me, like another vision. And it was us riding on a motorcycle and a car coming towards us, and we wiped out. And I'm laying again on that cement, and he's holding my face and he's saying, "Wake up, wake up." So it came to me that we had an accident and we wiped out, and I probably died. And he was trying to wake me in a physical sense, not in a spiritual sense. And that hit hard, and that took my breath away. It literally made me cry. I was just so shaken by this. I don't know how much time went by after that. I had another vision that he was standing over top of a grave, an empty, open grave. And he was just looking down, and there was nobody else there. And he's just weeping. He's crying. And then, like, him in his home, just feeling really, really, really bad, and like just very depressed, very unkept, very whatever. And the sense that he killed himself out of guilt. Which also brought another epiphany, is that my husband does have a motorcycle. I've literally got on it one time with him, and I said, I will never freaking get on that thing ever again, because I go into this anxiety, this, like, I can't breathe. Okay. And the second one is, when we just first got together, he broke his collarbone and he can only sleep on the left side. He cannot sleep on the right. I sleep on the right side of him. So throughout our whole entire relationship, our whole entire marriage, I'm literally the big spoon. And the epiphany is that it calms him down, because his soul remembers me holding him like that, holding on to him on the motorcycle, and that he wants to go back to that moment and right his wrongs. And the thing is, you guys, he got that motorcycle in 2021. We got married in 2005. And for the entirety of our relationship, he wanted a motorcycle. And in 2021, I finally gave him the green light and said, okay, yeah, fine. Just do whatever you need to do. And from the time that he got that motorcycle to like now, like, he's wanted nothing more than to go on one of those God knows how many day cruises with me, where we just go away, and he's like, I would love nothing more than you to sit behind me and just hold me. And that epiphany all fucking, sorry, excuse the F word, but it all came together. But anyways, I got a jet. I will continue this another time. This is very long and drawn out. I didn't think it was going to be this long. I was actually going to do a 2-part thing, and then I just kept yammering. So if you are still with me, God bless your soul. Thank you for listening. Wow. All right, and I will catch you guys next time. Love you. Have a good day.